Hi, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity to present NEN today. I'm Francesca Watke, the founder and CEO of NEN. I've been a researcher, a digital health and biotech investor, mentor, and I'm a recovering pharma person with nearly 30 years of drug development experience. I founded NEN to help kids with cancer, their families and healthcare teams manage their pain through evidence-based solutions. The WHO reports that pain affects over 400 million kids. Pain management is a fundamental human right, and we want to help these kids. We've designed a platform to do so, but we're starting smaller. Kids with cancer is our beachhead indication. 500,000 kids are battling cancer globally, and nearly all of them will experience pain. Kids receiving cancer treatment are at a high risk of medical trauma. And these negative pain memories can be sticky and are linked to chronic pain through survivorship and into adulthood. So tackling the psychological aspects of pain is not a nice to have, it's a necessity. We need new approaches to manage and modulate pain. Kids struggle to tell their parents and doctors about their pain. So how can you manage what you can't understand? Cognitive behavioral therapy works, but there aren't enough therapists, and even fewer are trained in pain management. But we can use digital solutions to bridge that access gap. Unfortunately, very few digital solutions are built for kids. And kids like to play, and that's why we're gamifying cognitive behavioral therapy. Gamification gives us other benefits. It boosts engagement with the app, and it makes the app really sticky. Will help kids play their way to lower pain. We know CBT works. We're just digitizing it at scale. NEN delivers science-based gaming designed for kids with kids so the children feel less pain. And since we're a software solution, we can scale to many more kids that are currently being treated today. So how will we do that? We're developing 3 virtual companions to help guide the children on their journey through NEN. Dolores, which means pain in Spanish, will deliver CBT related to pain management. Kids have a really hard time differentiating mood from pain. Is it mood or is it pain? To solve for that, Sarah and Tony will focus on the serotonergic receptor pathways mitigating mental health. Sarah focuses on anxiety and Tony on depression. But it's not just kids. We've spoken to a lot of parents, and the one thing that's been overwhelmingly consistent is their sense of helplessness. There's not a lot that a parent can do when their child is in pain. So we've developed a range of integrated services direct to parents to help them help their kids. And here's how we'll get it to them. We're launching our first product direct to parents this January. As we continue to gather evidence, we'll evolve our business model from D2C to B2B to PDT. Key to our project is trust, and trust comes from evidence. We'll generate that evidence with our research collaborations with top hospitals. As we turn these hospitals into champions, we'll also turn them into customers. Finally, we're planning to have a regulated and reimbursed prescription digital therapeutic, once clinically validated and submitted to regulators. These licensing agreements with hospitals will help to spread the word, first to families who want it for their kids, then to doctors who will prescribe it. Once we've clinically validated in oncology, we'll expand to chronic pain more broadly, and then to other age ranges and geographies. For D2C, we've raised $1 million to date, and we're closing our $1.5 million seed round. Next, we'll be raising $5 million to support our tech and clinical validation. For that validation, we already have interest from top pediatric centers like Stanford, who will be leading our clinical validation study. Beyond that, NEN offers a novel mission-driven approach. We're a profit-for-purpose company with the goal to deliver pain management at scale, to democratize care for kids. We want to treat kids wherever they are. So who are we? We have a long-standing and deep digital health experience, and our amazing tech and clinical teams together translate the science into a fun gaming experience for kids. In addition, while we're an early stage startup, we draw from our extensive industry experience to leverage our network of worldwide experts to maximize our success. Our clinical advisory board is comprised of global experts in pediatric pain, and our business advisors and board of directors are experts from the digital health ecosystem in the US and Europe, including leading digital health venture capitalists, pediatric hospital innovators, and social impact drivers. We want to get kids with cancer playing again, play with a purpose, train the brain to beat the pain. Thank you.
Hi, Francesca. Oh, go
Hi,
ahead
Cedric.
if you want. Go ahead if you want, because I know the company quite well, so I'm a bit biased. So we'll let the other investors ask questions.
Okay, thanks, Cedric. I was curious on, you mentioned reimbursement. How do you address that, and what are your steps going forward?
Yeah, so we're going initially direct to parents. And the reason for that is, quite frankly, because the parents have asked us for it. There's not a lot available in the market, and because of the nature of the condition, there is a willingness to pay on behalf of the parents. So we're starting there. We're using that go-to-market as customer discovery, so we can continue to iterate on our platform. That's what we'll be taking into the clinic. We're planning for a global multi-center randomized controlled study that will be submitted to the health authorities. That will allow us to garner reimbursement in the geographies of interest.
Thank you.
Of course.
Maybe the question on the product is this the product supposed to supplement also like medication or completely replace it?
Yeah, so similar to how cognitive behavioral therapy works in the setting of face-to-face psychological intervention, there is a foundation, a background, if you will, of pharmacological therapy, which will continue. What we are hoping, and what we've started to see from some of the clinical literature emerging in the pain space, is that cognitive behavioral therapy can help attenuate the doses of medication. So as we move into the adolescents, one of the things we're interested in exploring further is the impact that NEN could have on reducing opioid use. It's obviously a huge public health concern in the US and a growing one, unfortunately, across Europe and the rest of the world. So we're hoping that with the empowerment of our solution, that we are able to moderate some of the overuse that we see in pain.
Thank you.
I'd be curious to know more about how you managed to bridge the gap between complex science-based observations and the easiness of use of a simple app.
Yeah, it's been a journey. We are really privileged to have an incredible clinical team as well as a tech team. So Grace Cow is our pediatric pain psychologist. She's a practicing psychologist. So she's been able to translate what works really well in her clinic onto the platform. We also have Bethany Rains, who's a cognitive neuroscientist. She brings with her the brain science to help understand how do we really change the neurobehavioral pathways that we're looking to change. We're not a distraction product. We're really meant to be a neurobehavioral product that reforms the way a child thinks. We've also, apart from our very strong technical team, we've leveraged Frog Design. Chiara is the Chief Design Officer at Frog. She's one of our business advisors. So we've been able to leverage their amazing design team to create something that's really fun for kids. We've tested in about 50 kids and parents so far, and they really enjoy the experience. So we'll have that stickiness and that engagement with the app. NEN is a world that children can explore in different places, and depending on where they go along that journey, they're able to learn different skills that they can then apply both in the context of the game when they're in pain, but also outside of the gaming context to have a really strong impact on their pain management.
Thank you.
Okay, we have 47 seconds remaining. Maybe one last question. Could you elaborate a bit more on your fundraising process? Because as I saw on the slide, I think you have a specific amount for the D2P to parents, and also for the DTX and so on. Can you explain a bit more?
Sure. So we've raised $1 million so far. We're looking to extend that seed round via our SAFE for another $1.5 million. This will provide us enough runway to start generating some traction in the market, as well as complete our clinical validation study. Then we'll shift to focusing on the RCT for the regulatory submission, which will be a much larger global multi-center trial that will then submit to regulators for regulatory clearance and reimbursement. So for that, we'll need $5 million. That will be our Series A. But for the moment, we're extending our seed round another $1.5 million.